Alrighty, welcome to the factory, everybody. Once again, it is your what?
I
it,
slipped the hot chocolate and the mic picked it up.
oh wow, okay, some ASMR for you guys then. What a great start. Okay, so yeah, your co-hosts as always, Kevin and Nick, and special guest today. Finally, the final member of our 5% trifecta. Well, 3% trifecta, excluding the two of us. Alex Leinonen, everybody. Round of applause. So, yeah, we have got you on today for discussing the topic of growth. Now, before we get into it, I would like to ask because, again, uh, why are you staring at me like that?
I don't know. I was staring at you out. What do you mean? What?
it caught me. I was like, okay. Um, but no, yeah. I wanted to ask because when I first showed you the 10 or so topics that I'd come to at the time, you chose this one. So what prompted you to choose that? Is it something you find, I mean, it's obviously something you find interesting, but like why?
Mm, well, this was months ago, so I can only
Yeah.
guess what my
No, but makes
True,
sense.
true,
Makes sense.
true.
yeah
Yes.
yeah
This was a long time back. This was actually last year, I think.
Actually, yeah, it might have been actually.
oh man.
Because yeah, our first attempt of doing this podcast
Yeah, yeah,
was last year.
Yeah, Jan. Yeah. Yeah, last year. Damn.
Well, I can only guess as to what was going in my mind that moment, but it might be because how should I word this? I'm quite a boring person, I think.
I would argue otherwise, but sure.
Like, I wake up, I go study on my computer, I go to sleep. I do the same cycle.
Honestly, that is a lot of
The
people's
epitome,
schedules.
the epitome of engineering. Yes.
Well, yeah, I do cook for myself and stuff, but I don't really have many hobbies or things to do. I don't go out with friends all that often. And, well, I think that's a great starting place for growth, right? And I thought that, I mean, the topic is interesting.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like the timing that we've come onto this topic because when this episode is coming out, would be the 31st. It would be New Year's Eve. So, it's right before the new year. Everyone's already like thinking about new
Resolutions and stuff.
resolutions, ways to grow.
I said resolutions. I don't think the mic picked that up because I was drinking hot chocolate.
Yeah. So next set of resolutions and ways to grow, different things to do. So I think it's a good time we came upon.
Yeah.
But yeah, without further ado, the question of today, not the week because you already had an episode on Saturday, but it is growth involuntary? And I want to just start this off by first defining growth because, well, the growth that we are talking about here, because we are not talking about, physical growth, like getting taller or getting bigger, or even like, well, like the physical growth of the brain per se. Like, because obviously the brain is not fully formed till you're like 25 or something like that, I think.
That's about right.
I am touching the cable so much. Okay.
I can see that.
My bad, everybody. But yeah, so we're not going to be talking about that. We are focusing rather on like psychological growth.
Technically, if you think about
Not
it,
not
all the psychological growth also results in the growth
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
but
brain as
also
well. But
again, this is also not exactly psychological growth at the same time. It's kind of like abstract growth.
Maybe it's more spiritual or closer to that in theme.
He don't believe in that, so we're gonna.
no, it's fine if you can bring it up. I'm not gonna.
But
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
bash you,
No, duh, yeah,
right?
yeah. But yeah, yeah, spiritual in some senses. Like for example, we can talk about like emotional intelligence, resilience, self-awareness, all that stuff. And the big idea that at least I want to convey to this episode, you guys are free to convey what you want, is that there is more voluntary choice involved in growth than we think there is. At least that's my position on it. So yeah, without further ado, Nick, why don't you take us through the first point?
Yeah, for sure. Um.
Sorry, do you have anything else to say before we
Oh yeah,
jump
yeah,
straight
yeah,
in?
for sure.
I think the other points cover
Okay,
those
cool,
topics.
cool, cool.
Well, yeah, the first point is defining growth.
Mm.
Kind of already went into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what does growth actually mean to you? With our first discussion point being, when you say someone has grown, what are you actually describing? Is it the wisdom, emotional maturity, better coping mechanisms, or it could be self-awareness?
So I'd say all of them are different aspects of the growth
Right?
that we're going to talk about. But what do you guys think?
Maybe this is too general a definition, but
Mm.
maybe growth could be said as a positive change in someone's being, like how they approach the world and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it. That's a good point that you brought up, that it's positive in nature,
Mm.
not the
Oh,
other
oh
way
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nick?
No, I got nothing else to add. It is just all of those combined. It is just the wisdom, increase in wisdom, emotion, some sort, better emotional maturity. I'm not sure about the coping mechanism bit, but yeah, I guess so as well. Yeah.
What makes you unsure about it?
Um, it's all good. It's in front of me. It's in front of me, bro.
The
Relax.
angle, bro.
It's all
Look
good.
at your waves.
It's good.
All right.
It's
All
good.
right. All
We'll
right.
fix it up. Okay, but coming back to the coping mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I feel like it's a slippery slope because depending on the situation and what that.
Do you feel like the coping mechanism hinders growth sometimes? Is that what you mean? Or
Yeah, that could definitely be a scenario that can happen, especially when you're relying too much on coping mechanisms, especially when you're using them to avoid specific scenarios or feelings, for sure. But it does specify better coping mechanisms.
but I mean, I'd
But
say
it's
that's
but
also
it's
part of its definition, like avoiding facing certain things that would catalyst you to grow, uh, but rather just to stay in the
in the
status
comfort
quo.
zone, yeah, or
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
status quo, yeah. That's why I'm not quite sure about
Mm.
the coping mechanism part. But the rest, yes, self-awareness for sure. Self-awareness and of yourself and the people around you for sure. That's also part of growth and grown.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, well, can you grow in some areas and not others? Like, can you be emotionally stunted but intellectually brilliant? And does that count as a partial growth or no growth at all? So, Alex, what do you think first?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that some people can and are. Is that grammatically correct? No.
No, I was just looking at him like trying to figure out how to move it. But yeah, no.
Yeah, but some people definitely are less emotionally intelligent and more traditionally intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's still growth, even if it's in one specific area. But it's not like a holistic growth, clearly. So
Yeah.
it's just different.
Mm.
Hmm.
I mean, have you personally come across people where they are emotionally stunted, or like rather the scales tip to one side clearly, given their given the context that matters.
Context matters. I'm sorry, that's like a running joke
Yeah.
of the whole podcast.
Well, context does matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It always comes up into the discussion, so
Yeah.
that's why it's kind of
I mean, it's just general enough to apply to anything.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I can't say I've seen like an extreme example, but
hmm
I have definitely noticed that people do tend to lean at least towards some
One side.
yeah, one side.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. 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 Nick, what's your approach on this?
I've at least for the first bit, I can definitely confidently say that it doesn't matter if it's just one specific bit. That's growth at least. Maybe not holistically, but it's definitely some sort of growth.
Okay.
And then for the emotionally stunned but intellectually brilliant,
So just to be clear,
uh,
both of yours position is it's partial growth.
it's partial growth.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Would-
Emotionally
yeah.
stunted. Yeah.
And then for that bit, yeah, you can be emotionally stunted but intellectually brilliant. That can result in because maybe because they view the world too factually and they don't really mind
Mm-hmm.
or they don't really want to explore the more gray areas and less defined areas for whatever reason that may be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that can also be fully true. I can't say I met anybody in one or the other extreme, honestly.
Mm.
Um, it's like people are complicated, right? And context matters,
Yeah.
of course. So yeah, of course, people are somewhere in that spectrum, but I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
say one extreme. Have never met anybody in one extreme or the other. So
Okay. Okay. Where do you guys think you personally stand? Like, are you more leaned towards the intellectual side or the emotional side? Or when it comes to growth across your life?
Hmm.
Like, not in terms of personality, because personality, of course, intellect, emotional. But like when it comes to growth in your life, uh, which side do you think it gets more affected when it comes to you personally?
oh, the emotional side, I would say for sure.
Okay.
At least for me,
Mm.
especially nowadays, where we're in this weird case of trying to figure out what it is to be an adult in this very how shall I put it delicately
In a very context matters world.
yeah, in this very context matter world. Yeah, yeah, it's
Very chaotic world. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Definitely affects the mental side a lot than the logical side at least.
Mm. For you?
Hmm. I've been thinking, and it's really hard to tell. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of a similar, like when it comes to growth. I will say for me it's in phases. It's like
Mm.
earlier in life it was more intellectual, but now it's more, I guess, emotional than intellectual. I mean, of course there is growth on both sides, but I what do you say, I feel the impact of the emotional growth more than the intellectual one at the current moment, at least. uh but yeah, I'm also of the same opinion of you two, that I would also consider it partial growth, not like there's no growth whatsoever. it,
Oh,
it is
oh
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
growth nonetheless, but yeah, definitely partial in its nature. And as for have I come across people, again, not, well, keeping exceptions like autism aside, not really. Again, not an extreme, like for a sane, well, not sane, I won't say sane, but like for a quote unquote normal person, I've not come across that extreme where they're like all the way on one side of the spectrum. But yeah, Alex, for you.
Hmm?
So, what's your working definition of psychological growth? I mean, how do you know when you've grown versus just changed?
Well,
Or do you rather think that both growth and change are the same thing?
I think change is very different from growth,
Hmm.
as change it it doesn't have any implications to it. Growth is like a positive change,
Hmm.
and maybe that positive change is like it could be viewed differently, whether it's society looking at it or the individual. So if you were, say, I don't know, if you were gay or something,
Mm-hmm.
and society didn't accept that
Mm-hmm.
during the time you came out,
Yeah.
then it would be viewed as like negative.
Mm-hmm.
But for the individual, it'd be like a positive change, clearly,
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
more true to themselves. But I think growth is just something you can't really identify, at least very precisely, if you're looking at yourself. But if
Hmm.
your friends notice the change, then it's like it's clearly there.
Do you think it's something? I mean, I think the answer is a bit obvious, but do you think it's something that makes much more sense in hindsight than in the moment?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, like I was just thinking about how you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
identify growth, and for me, at least, most times it's like when I'm looking back on, like, say, how I was uh, prior to whatever. But yeah.
Mm.
And lastly, as just like a
Oh.
before we move on to the next point, just like as a footnote, like is there a difference between growing and healing, or is healing a type of growth? What do you guys think? Because when I wrote this
Uh,
question down, I was like, I
that
don't know,
is
to be
that is
honest.
that is an interesting question. Yeah,
Hmm. I think it can be viewed as
both.
both.
It can be viewed as both, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be growth, but it could
Or
can
like,
be
is it?
growth, or it can also lead to growth. You
Because
know.
I mean, okay, it depends on, like, let's take Alex's definition of growth here, right? Like, it's a
Mm-hmm.
positive change. Now, but it depends on, like, whether we are thinking about it as positive from where you are, or like holistically positive, in the sense that, like, when you're healing, that means you're wounded. So that let's take the wound as like a step back or something like that, right? I mean, y'all with me?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking about it. If actually wounding actually like
Ah, okay.
brings the growth backwards,
Yeah, well, for this
right?
scenario, let's assume that it, like,
Let's assume.
because
Okay,
at least
because I
it,
was
it definitely
thinking,
stunts the growth for,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We can definitely say this sense growth.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not sure what
some
the
cases maybe
regress. Oh,
undoes
maybe, yeah, for
undoes
sure,
some stuff.
for sure. Actually,
Mm.
yeah.
So then when you're healing, you're basically getting those parts of yourself back. So would you still consider that growth, since it's something that you already had, maybe? Or uh like, would you not consider it growth? Because, like, if you're looking at it as like a visual, like, represent, if
Mm.
we take this as a bar, and let's say, like, you're here now and you're like healing, so would you say, like, getting back to that initial position also growth, or like, would growth only include anything more than this, than the highest bar that you reached?
I don't think it's as clear cut as that. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's just a weird what's the word?
Analogy.
Analogy. My
Yeah.
God,
I
Mm.
think
I'm so tired. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's possible that uh, if you're healing,
Mm.
then this uh, growth it
Mm.
could be stronger than as it was it before.
Mm.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
he's
I was
like,
I
yes.
was agreeing with that. I was agreeing with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so if you were, say, like hurt by someone,
Mm.
uh, like emotionally,
Mm.
and then you were hurt for a long time, and then you eventually recover and back to normal,
Mm.
Mm.
you would have the memory of that experience. So the next time it happens, which it might,
Mm-hmm.
it won't affect you as severely, I think.
Mm.
So there is growth in that sense.
Yeah, that's what my analogy is gonna go, or that was gonna be the point of my analogy. I was thinking about like those clicking games or those Roblox games where you have to like get a certain amount of materials or power or whatever, and then ascend and start from zero, and then I
Mm,
was thinking about it like that.
yeah, I was thinking. I guess if you're talking about games, I was thinking it from a only up perspective. Like
Hmm.
you go up a certain level, but then let's say you're wounded, so you fall down a bit. So would getting back to that highest level that you reached still be considered growth per se? Or would only if you progress beyond that point, would that be called growth? Is technically what I was trying to say. Oh, or what I was trying to ask, not say, rather. But yeah, no, I'm
No,
I'm I'm
yeah.
of also similar opinion than you. I mean, I think uh, I wouldn't say healing is growth. I would say there is growth in healing, rather.
Yeah,
Is what I would.
I can see that.
Yeah, like you are relearning some things, but as you said, like you're getting stronger in that one thing.
Mm.
So it is still growth, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's entirely growth because again, you're basically trying to reclaim something that you've lost.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, that's my.
It's the way how you reclaim it and
Mhm.
reinforce it that then it can become growth or not, at least in your definition for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, point two. Take it away.
For sure. Growth is inevitable. So to tackle a common belief, a lot of people say that growth is inevitable. Inevitable.
Growth is Thanos.
I am inevitable.
Mm.
That time and experience automatically makes you better, wiser. But is that true?
Mm.
Do we know? Do we know? Do you know people who are like 50 years old but haven't grown emotionally since they were, let's say, 20 years old?
Mm.
Yeah. Any of you can start with this. I'm not sure. I can't say I have.
I don't personally know them, but I've seen. I've
You've seen?
seen. Like, I mean that when you say like they don't act their age per se. But nowadays, at least, it's more in the context of like people are more mature than they are.
Mm.
Like, I mean, even us, for example, I wouldn't. I don't think the average, at least for me, the average 19-year-old is this philosophical. At least the 19-year-olds I've met. But uh, but I have also seen the reverse where like someone who's like I don't know 30, 35, when they're still kind of hanging on to that youth thing, that like I'm still. I mean, you're young. I'm not saying that you're not, but like you're not 21 young. Uh, but yeah, what do you? I think it's also in my perspective. I think it's more of a coping mechanism in sorts of like them trying to hang on
Yeah.
to that
The good old
the good
days.
old days. Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about you guys? Have you seen anybody like that?
Specifically, a person who's older but acts immature.
It could be even yourself, because I see it in myself sometimes. I'm thinking, because I'm saying it from like I was just thinking, because my
Oh yeah,
my birthday is coming
maybe.
up in like 6 months or so,
Hmm.
and I'm like, I'm gonna become 20, but I don't
You don't
I
feel
don't
20.
feel 20. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a weird
it's
feeling growing
very
up, isn't
weird.
it?
But then at the same time, I say that I'm more mature for the 19. So which is it? I'm like, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Uh, well, I haven't seen anyone who's 50 but acts 20, but um, my parents and like other people at like school
Mm.
say um, they said that I was like an old soul. Like I talked just like
I
I
mean,
was 10 years old.
I told that to you as well the last time we met.
I don't know why.
I don't
Why?
know, you just have that like energy of a very calm, very chill, old guy,
I
just enjoying his life.
I just don't believe that because in my head I'm
Mm.
like I'm like a 5-year-old on a sugar rush.
Yeah,
I'm just
I get
yeah.
that though, because obviously now uh, I'm speaking purely based on impressions, right? So like first impression was definitely that you're an old soul, but like now, especially after that, you know that we've started collaborating on like the book thing,
Hmm.
um, getting to see that imaginative part of you, I can definitely see that you're more, well, not you're more, but you also have like a childlike side to you, which is very, very cool, which I find very interesting. So, mm,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Not I feel like this is not specifically about a person. It's more specific to like different scenarios and
mm,
environments where you can see some people act
mm,
not their age, right?
mhm,
And that can happen for a variety of different reasons, right?
mm.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah, you can talk about the next point, then we can just move on.
Next point, what is the difference between aging and growing? Because clearly you can age without growing.
Right.
Right?
Hmm.
Well, I will say that is definitely possible.
Mhm.
I've seen people who do not act their age. At least like they're not mature enough to
Mm.
be their age.
That's what I was talking about. That's what we were asking about in the last question. But yeah.
But
Yeah.
like no,
Mm.
I no, for some reason this question it sparked a bunch of memories of people
Oh.
I've talked with that are not no, they're like petty. Like
Okay.
Ah.
I've met old people who are petty
Mm.
but are otherwise old. I don't know
Oh.
how else to say.
Okay.
Like they have these childish tendencies like
Mm.
if you say something negative
Mm.
about them, then they overreact.
Mm.
I don't know. Have you seen this before?
Uh, in old people, not well.
Very old people,
What age range are we talking?
like 80 plus.
Okay, one. I have not been exposed to old people above the age of 80, mostly. But uh, yeah, yeah, a few times. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Yep,
Mm.
yep. I'm not gonna expand on it, but yep, yep,
Oh, you have?
yep, yep.
But yeah, okay. Then
Yep.
what do you think is that difference between age and growing? Like because age technically is also a positive change per se, but I would say in a different aspect.
Some people think it's negative, weak knees, broken bad back.
It does depend what age you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm. I mean, numerically, it's positive. Let's say it that way then. Yeah. Like, is age really just a number, or?
I feel like it just is,
Mm.
right?
Like some people can act older than they are, some people act younger than they are.
Mm.
It's like a variable thing.
Hmm.
I guess it's mental age or what?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's mental age.
No, in a sense, yes. Because I mean, let's take our recent Spotify Wrapped for example,
Mm-hmm.
right? Do you use Spotify? Okay, so I'm the only one here. Damn it. Because he doesn't use Spotify either.
Yeah, I don't either.
But anyway, we for the general populace, which I'm not alone in, we got our Spotify Wraps in like the beginning of this month, and we had this new category
Oh, that
called
thing.
listening age.
Yeah, that's
Like
the
what? So like what your taste in music says about your age,
mental
basically.
age.
Yeah, yeah,
Something like
something
that.
like that. So a lot of some people got like some people that I know who are like 20 something got like 78 as their listening age because they're like really into old music. For me, For me, surprisingly, I got 19. Like I am 19 and my listening age is 19 apparently. So that was very interesting to see. So maybe that it's like something, oh, something correlative, you know. Uh,
I don't know. It's just not.
mm.
It's just not clear cut to be able to,
But also on the other hand, though, can you like completely separate aging and growth? Like, don't you think some growth definitely comes with age?
I think
No?
some growth.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, but
We'll,
continue,
we'll
continue,
dive
continue.
deeper into yours.
But
Yeah,
yeah, you
you
started.
start.
You
Yeah.
continue.
Oh, oh no.
No, no, you
Nothing.
say what you want to say, and
Say what you want to say. Say what
then
you want
we'll
to say.
press him.
Don't worry. It's two against one.
Yeah.
Remember that. It's two against one.
Oh, is it now? Who's the one here?
I am the
He's
one.
the one.
I am the one. I am alone.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
I don't know. If you had like a feral kid who
Okay.
grew up alone,
Uh huh.
would you say that he's grown with his age because he hasn't had a human interaction? And I think that's pretty necessary for growth in a lot of ways.
But as he does grow older as well, it's not like he's going to stay feral. And he that growth only happens because he grew older, and you know, when you get older, you are exposed to different environments, uh, which spark growth. So I would say that it is connected to the age. Like some growth is definitely connected to age because not exactly because you biologically manufacture that growth. That's not what I'm saying. But like because the the context that comes along with that age, varies. So
I just wanted to attack the point at like the most weakest point.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have no possibility for growth. Is that what
Mm,
does that look like? Yeah.
yeah, fair.
I think it is definitely partly due to age.
Mm.
What makes you think?
Tiny,
What
tiny
what
bit.
what
I
makes
don't
it
think
okay? What makes it
it's
think?
most. I think it's mostly about experience and the environment that you're in, and and being exposed to those in different environments
Yeah,
more
but
than just
mm.
the age.
But wouldn't you say you understand more about said environment with your age?
No, you understand the environment by interacting with it.
No, but
By
like you put a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old in the
Mhm.
same environment, the 10-year-old is going to understand and learn way more from the same environment than the 3-year-old.
You could argue that's because they have fundamentally different brain chemistry.
Exactly, because of the age, right? Because your brain is different when you're 3 and you're 10.
Yeah, but they're also applying what they've learned from environments that have been before to this new environment, right? As opposed with a baby, they have no past experience. They're just gonna do whatever they feel
Fine,
like
then
it.
let's take like a 10-year-old and a
Mm-hmm.
16-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You put them both also in the same environment. Like, let's not talk about physical environment, like a different social environment that,
Same thing.
yeah,
They're gonna apply what they've learned from their old environments into this new one.
exactly.
With
And
the
that
based on
understanding they've gained is because of age, wouldn't you say?
no, I would say it's based on based on what they've experienced in their old environment or
But they
whatever
have
they.
that old environment because they were alive through it. Age, they've lived longer.
Ah, but the the example of a feral kid, he
Mm,
has no said past experience, but he's still old as if he were isolated his whole life,
mm.
and then suddenly contact with people occurs. He would not talk like a 50-year-old, say, or however old he is.
No, fair. I get that. But even in like self growth, let's say, there would come a point where he would uh like be aware of himself. He would gain self awareness and start questioning things. Maybe not as complex as he should be, but he would be questioning because he's not going to remain feral for 50 years. without outside influence making him to behave fairly for those 50 years.
Yeah, it's certainly difficult to imagine.
Yes. I'm not saying that all growth is because of age. I'm just saying,
No, no, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I get it.
But I think
I
the
just
amount of years you've lived on the planet, I think it goes hand in hand with your thing. It's just that you are associating to age to strictly the number. But I mean, like,
not fully strictly
mm,
like partially. I do agree that you do need to live a certain amount of time to be able to experience a lot of times, but it's just I
mm.
don't think it's
Like,
right.
okay, let's take us itself for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, take 10-year-old us
Mm-hmm.
who's in school, and then
Mm-hmm.
now us, which is in university, and you put us both in this current environment of university. Obviously, we understand more. Like, let's take first year university because that's when we changed our environment, right? So we're fresh into this environment, but we are still like what we. I was 18, 19, 21, I think, right? Yes. Well, now you're 22. Last, okay, yeah. So we're all those respective ages. Put us there, and then 10-year-old us in same thing. We still like 1 year ago us would still understand way more, or at least interact with the environment way more efficiently than 10-year-old us. Wouldn't you think? And understand way more things.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think so. It's a complete. Get into the mic so you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Because it's a completely new environment, right? Different culture, different people
Yeah,
that
but
you've never
again,
experienced.
as you said, it's not like we didn't act as babies when we came here that we don't know anything,
No, yeah,
right?
yeah, I know, but
Like, just because the change of environment doesn't mean you reset to zero.
no, no, of
Yeah,
course, that's not what I'm
yeah.
saying.
I don't know. Maybe this
Yeah,
is just a hill I'm gonna die on type of situation.
yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. Could
Fair
be.
enough. Uh, but yeah, Alex, have you seen this in your own life or in others that people go through massive life experience but somehow come out exactly the same?
Uh, well, I haven't really.
Mm.
Hmm. In other people, I haven't really seen it.
Okay.
Uh,
In yourself?
go through massive life somehow exactly the same. Well, uh, longtime friends of mine
Mm-hmm.
have said that I've barely changed as like a person
Mm.
since I was like a very young.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know how that's even possible. Like they were
Yeah.
talking like 5 years old, and now
Damn.
like
Okay.
how mature was I as a 5 year old? I don't believe it.
Right,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah.
massive life experience. Those are pretty rare, though. I would say.
I mean, like for
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 you?
this example, let's say getting into university. That's a massive life change. Would you say that you're still exactly the same after that change, or no?
I think it depends on perspective, since
Mm.
I viewed going to university as like just a slight level up from high school.
Ah, okay. So not a big change,
It
really.
wasn't.
Okay.
I think it depends on perspective. Yeah, if
Okay.
it's massive or not.
Fair.
I think it's more so for you guys, since well, new
Well,
country and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Well, not
At least
him
no, from
because
at least
he's
for me, not
experienced
as
in this
big.
shit. But
And
yeah.
that's because I was still thinking about the last question, right?
So perspective seems to have a factor in this.
Perspective, yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
and experiences you had in the past as well.
Because of age. I'm just saying. But yeah, no, fair. All right.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess because of
Yeah. I mean, like, let's take your life, for example. You were
age. Yeah,
able to spend that much time uh, in those countries because you were growing older in those countries, right?
yeah, I guess so.
Like, I mean, you. Nah, we're just gonna go in circles.
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Forget. Uh,
it's just one of those arguments we're just gonna keep going in
yeah,
circles and
yeah,
not go anywhere.
yeah. But okay, let's say if growth was truly inevitable, wouldn't th- would wouldn't therapy be unnecessary? So wouldn't everyone
Ooh.
just naturally become the best selves over time? So like here we're just playing devil's advocate, saying that
Yeah, yeah.
growth is inevitable. So if what would that look like? Okay, let's start with,
Ba-
would you think therapy would be unnecessary?
Wait, what? Why would what?
Do you think, like in this scenario where growth is inevitable, would you think that therapy is unnecessary?
Oh no, I think therapy would still be necessary.
Okay, why?
I was gonna come back to the idea of perspectives.
Hmm.
How the idea of growth is, I mean, like we can think about it like in terms of how society and what society views as positive growth, but then you also have to take into account what a person views as positive growth, and that's gonna look different for everybody because of context and their past life and experiences.
Because of who they are, yeah. Mm.
Exactly. So yeah.
But how does that necessarily tie into therapy, let's say?
Um. Yeah, I guess I should clarify that.
Because I mean, in its essence, therapy is trying to heal, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But then, as we said, if growth is inevitable, it's like you're auto healing in a sense.
But growth isn't necessarily healing, especially if we're talking about the individual's perspective, right?
Mm.
It could be the exact opposite sometimes even.
Explain what?
Uh, I don't try to think of an example, maybe
While you think about
that I
that,
can
Alex, what do
think
you
of.
think?
Hmm. Well, if growth was truly inevitable, uh,
One
therapy.
second. Hold on. One second. Is that?
This was mine.
Oh, it's yours. Okay.
This was mine.
I was a bit concerned if that was my phone because I put mine on do not disturb, but then I don't know.
That's mine.
Anyway, yeah.
That's the vibrations, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
very
No, that's fine. It's fine.
strong.
Um, I think there. Hmm. This sort of implies that if growth was truly inevitable,
Mm.
that, as you say, you could auto heal through any wound
Mm.
or any regression in the self,
Mm.
which I don't think that's possible on your own sometimes.
Yeah, that was the point I was going
Yeah.
to touch on.
So some things just require another person to be present,
Yeah.
or more people.
Yeah, yeah.
It depends on the context.
I agree. Like, because here's the thing, I do this thing of like giving a breadcrumb to grow on, but then I obviously have another part that I would add on. So
Mm.
when I said in essence, therapy is healing, which is true, but then if you go deeper into it, therapy is not technically healing, but rather guidance to healing.
True. Oh, yeah, that's a
Because,
much better way of putting
yeah,
it. Yeah.
because you are the one ultimately still doing the healing, but then the whole reason of therapy is that you have someone to guide you through that
They
process.
guide you, they give you ideas, different
Yeah, yeah.
methods,
Different prompts
whatever
to do
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Whatever those prompts and methods may be.
Yeah. So
And if they don't work,
Mm.
retry, go back and then retry a different method and see if that one works as well.
Yeah, so that's why that's what I was going to say. Where like of course, even if you do auto heal, that and I think that's what you meant by that it might do the opposite, where
Yeah.
you do something and then it hurts you more than the other thing did.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
thinking of some characters. There's a very specific character that I was thinking about from Infinity Train, if you've heard of it.
Infinity Train.
Yeah, it's a cartoon show by HBO. And what is his name?
Have you heard
Whatever.
of it? Okay.
The whole thing about Infinity Train is that it's these characters that get trapped in a train,
Mm,
and this train is like weird. It's like
mm,
not even intergalactical. It's like otherworldly,
Interdimensional.
interdimensional. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
better way of wording it. And every person that goes into this train, they get branded with a number,
Mm.
and that number can increase or decrease. And the whole goal is to make that number reach to zero, and that's supposed to represent you healing.
Oh.
There's a specific group of people in the train where they completely misunderstood that, and they're actually doing the opposite, making the number as big as possible.
Oh, okay.
And then there's these two specific characters where they're the leader of the group, and because they have the biggest number. And then
So basically, the most traumatized persons are the
exactly,
leaders.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, to put it simply, yeah.
Okay.
And then one of those leaders actually goes through the journey of healing, and the number decreases, and the other one act opposite, and he dies, let's say, a very gruesome death. I'm just gonna put it at that,
Ooh. Okay.
because he got blinded. He got too blinded on that
Mm.
misinterpretation of the number stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, it's more complicated than that, and you
Yeah.
have to
No.
watch the
The.
show,
The.
but
Yeah.
that's the gist of it.
Sounds like an interesting show.
It's a great show. I love it. So how many seasons? I think there's 3 seasons. Each season has different characters though. So
Oh. Okay.
Hmm.
Is it? Because again, we in vacation, we got time, so I might watch this. But like, is it?
yeah, I can even show you what the
Yeah. But is it
logo.
like gory in a sense, or like? Cause.
Oh no!
Oh.
It's just it's a cartoon. The only
Oh.
gory
Okay.
bit, the only gory bit is the death. Is
Uh-huh.
that the one death? And maybe some other stuff actually. No, never mind. It is a bit gory actually.
No,
Never
I mean,
mind.
is
There is
like
some gory
I don't have
stuff.
a problem with it, but I do like to be warned before I go
No,
into
no,
it.
yeah, no. I
So,
take it back. There is some gory scenes.
all right, cool, cool. But it's like it's like the animation style is
Yeah, the animation style
uh
is this, and it's mostly just people hanging around in weird
yeah, no. So
environments.
even if it's quote unquote gruesome, it's not like like
But yeah, it's
yeah.
not. It's not like.
I mean, the
It's not.
animation style makes it that way. So
It's not
yeah,
like Last of Us.
yeah, or like even the boys or something like
Yeah,
that. But yeah,
exactly.
where were we? Oh right, yeah.
Uh, People
Yeah,
perspective, hurting
therapy,
each
right?
other. Yeah,
Yeah,
therapy.
yeah. Yeah.
Or, well, you say auto healing.
Mm,
What if there was like if we're using like game analogies, what if there was like a bleeding effect? So
Mm.
even if you had auto healing, it wouldn't go away. So if it was something like,
Like PTSD, maybe.
yeah, something that persists because of memory and associations with that memory triggering it again.
Fair. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you can heal that so
Yeah.
easily.
Neither would I. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be without therapy. At least it would be. Well, I guess even with therapy, it's
It's
still
already
almost
difficult with
right.
therapy,
Yeah.
but yeah, without it, I can't imagine. But yeah, now that we're done playing devil's advocate, we can go back to being ourselves. Point number 3. I think we're keeping good-ish pace.
Goodish pace. What? Oh, we're.
Well, I mean that's inclusive of everything off camera, so we don't know the actual timing.
True. Good point. Good point.
But anyway, point 3: opportunity versus manifestation. So this is really the crux of, at least this was the seed upon which this entire thing was built. This entire episode was built on when I was writing the thing. Here's the framework we're working with. Life gives everyone opportunities to grow, challenges, failures, pain, even success. But whether you actually grow from those opportunities is a choice. So, let's think about a difficult experience that you went through. Was there a moment when you consciously decided, I'm going to learn from this, versus I'm just going to survive this and move on? So, yeah, whoever wants to start can start between the two of you.
Damn. Damn, bro. Damn.
Quite loaded, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, heavy is the burden. Heavy
Damn.
is the burden, dude. Mm.
Why is life so hard, bro?
Don't we all ask that?
Why
Don't
is
we
life
all?
so hard?
Yeah. But yeah, can you guys recollect an experience during your tenure on this beautiful planet where you faced a situation like that, where you consciously decided to grow versus just quote unquote going with the flow?
I want to say that I am going to learn from this as my default.
Okay.
At least I would like to think that's my default, right? But I can't lie. Recently, I'm more in the I'm just going to survive this and move on. God, because these past 2 months, oh, it's been
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
It's been hard.
yeah.
I'm not gonna elaborate. That's just it. At least not in front of camera for now.
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I was like, not on camera.
Yeah, at least not in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was also thinking about something, but it's no,
Mm.
no. Hmm. Yeah, I'd also want to think that my default is also I'm gonna learn, but man, sometimes facing your problems,
God, yeah,
that's
right.
that's a whole other sort of ordeal.
Yeah, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not easy. Uh,
Mm.
hmm.
Yeah, you can just see Nick having flashbacks right
Uh,
now. uh, for me, I guess uh, I for a fact know that I'm going to learn from this is not my default.
it's not your default. Okay.
At least it wasn't. Now, again, I would like to believe so because I've grown a lot in this past 1 year than I have prior. But a situation where I consciously chose to grow was, I guess, when it touching back on like maybe two episodes ago when we discussed rivalry.
Hmm.
Uh, for me, it was when I came to uni, and getting exposed to like so much of talent and just brilliance all around and people, which I was not exposed to before in any aspect, like academics or music or art or whatever. Uh, yeah, I mean it affected me. I was like, yeah, yeah. And I won't elaborate on it because we already talked about it in the episode. But that was a situation where I chose that, okay, like after a certain point, enough was enough. And I was like, I mean, if I'm going to keep going down this self depreciating route, it's not going to be sustainable. So I'm going to use this as a growing opportunity in trying to change my view of how I look at people being better than me in certain things that I want to be good at or stuff like that. And how do I change my view on that so that it inspires growth rather than self sabotaging tendencies. So I would give that as an example for me.
Also something that just came to mind.
Mm.
Constantly trying to improve
Hmm.
is tiring.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I.
For all the infinite human potential, we're very
Exactly.
limited beings.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. So that's
very
perfect. There
well
you go.
said. Yeah.
But
Funnily enough, I had that same thought because again, for those of you who haven't watched the episode, which is influence hashtag growth. I think
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
influence hashtag growth. We talk about rivalry, mentorship, and all of that, and we touched on a point of like we were kind of differentiating between who inspires us and who makes us feel like shit. And I brought up the point of where, which we both agreed on, I think,
Yeah,
was
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
it depends on the level that person's at because it's like if you see a person who's better than you at something but you can see yourself putting in that effort to get that good, that person inspires you. But if uh, another person is like miles ahead of you and you can't see yourself putting in that constant effort to reach that point, that more often than not then leads to you feeling shit about yourself when you're comparing yourself to that person. So in a similar way, when I was editing that episode, I came across another episode idea. So this will be a future episode somewhere down the line of why do we not make the effort to grow in certain situations, like to exercise that potential. Because of course we know that if
Uh,
we put the effort in, we would reach that, but we just don't sometimes.
because it's hard. Number one, it's
Mm.
also tiring, like I said. Because I was thinking about this in terms of sports,
Mm.
but in sports it's different because in the moment it's all about winning, or at least winning the point. Well, depending on the sport as well, but it's all about winning that match, right? And that is the final goal. And but overall, sports, especially when you view it in terms of life, is just such a small time period
Yeah.
that it's sustainable enough, right? To focus solely and changing how you play in every point to to have the advantage. But in life, it's just it's not a 5 hour tennis match. It's not
Yeah, yeah.
right. It's not a 5 hour volleyball match or even a 1 hour volleyball match. It's just however long you live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, it's-
Fair. Yeah. Uh,
and yeah, I guess in life the goal is never as clear cut as compared to sports. Win the match.
mm-hmm,
It's,
mm-hmm.
it's never that clear cut.
Mm. Actually, you know what? I'll ask the converse as well. Do you guys remember a situation in life where you did think, I'm just going to survive and move on? I mean, you did touch that recently. It's been like that. But like something specific, if you'd like to share,
Oh,
just to,
I don't
give us a reference point to what you mean.
I don't know if something specific right now. I don't know if I want to share.
It doesn't have to be like about now. It could be in the
Yeah.
past as well,
Something in the past I'm thinking about. If I can find something.
where you were just like, man, frick this. I ain't gonna learn nothing from it. I just want this to be over, and let's just go on to the next thing.
Wait. Uh, we had that conversation
Mm.
at my apartment.
Mm.
I told you a bit about my life story. I'm not comfortable saying that. No, not
No,
here.
Okay.
no,
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
understood what you were talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's more survival than anything.
Yeah. Uh, thinking back on it, yeah, I would say so as well.
Can't really do much.
Fair.
Yeah, I won't provide any context. Peace.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Peace out.
absolutely. uh, yeah. Well, while you're thinking, I'll say for me,
Yeah.
it's also been of late, like with academics, I'm just so done with this degree sometimes, bro. I swear to God, these exams, like some of these exams, like I just attended. I mean, because we do have like multiple opportunities to give it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? I know I'm not ready to give this exam, but I'm just going so that I can see what like the future attempts look like. Like where
Mhm.
do I stand? And I just go. But then it's with no intention of like I'm gonna grow from this. Nah, I go sit there.
I'm gonna survive this, and then later
Yeah,
on,
I
later on,
sit
I'll
there
I'll
for like,
grow upon it.
one and a half hours just staring at the paper, trying to write down whatever I can. And then once I hand it in, I'm just thank God, let's move on to sleeping. Like frick this. So yeah, that's like a recent example, at least in my case.
I maybe I should adopt that perspective. I have like a complete opposite
Mhm.
perspective where I put in so much effort the
Mm.
first time, I just forget about everything. I do it one go, that's my only shot. I don't care.
My parents would love you.
I won't waste any more time on.
Yeah, no, my parents. I mean, I guess that's kind of like the thing that we should be doing.
That's what I
technically.
did last year, but bro, this semester
Yeah,
it's been
that's what we should be doing.
so
But like,
overwhelming.
it's for me, it's not sustainable to my health, bro. I'm just saying, like, because if I lock in, because this has happened before. If I lock in, I will forget about everything, like eating. I will forget about eating, showering, sleeping, everything else. If I'm locked in. And I don't want to go through that again because I went through it a little bit last year again, towards like the final section, like like March, Aprilish time. And my body was not it after that whole, fiasco. So I'm like, if I want to balance between academic achievement and personal like health, I'm gonna need to choose sometimes to put one over the other. So, but yeah, no, we all need to work on that, I guess.
It's a balance that's very hard to achieve.
Indeed, indeed.
I've lost it. I've lost it. I've lost it.
uh,
I need to find it again.
mm.
There's quite a therapy session.
Yeah,
I feel like this is what it is
yeah.
under the whole philosophical
Most
math.
of these episodes turn out to be like that.
Yeah, right.
All roads lead to therapy.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Right. Have you come up with a scenario, or should we just move on?
No, you can move
All
on.
right,
I'm
let's just move
probably.
on. Right. So, what determines whether someone takes the opportunity to grow or not? Like, is it the mindset, support systems, timing, pain tolerance?
Ooh.
Basically, all that context. Is it the context, or is it a conscious like mindset thing?
Both, everything all together at once, maybe. I don't know.
Everything, everywhere,
Everything, everywhere,
all
all
at
at
once.
once. Yeah, exactly. It's everything, all of those things, all at once.
But what do you think is the biggest contributor?
Now that would be hard to say because it depends on the person, honestly.
Does it?
Because like if we go back to like
Mm,
you weren't in the episode, but I think it's in the is it the rival episode
one of the influence episodes.
or the one of the
Yeah.
mentor
So yeah,
episode?
the
I
same
think
episode. Yeah.
we talked about different hobbies and how specific people introduced us to those
Oh no, that's
hobbies
in the next one. Community.
on the community one.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. And I was thinking about how like especially for some of the stuff, it was mostly our parents who told us to take those opportunities, right? For example, for me, it was choir. For you, it was also piano,
Music.
right?
Yeah.
And music,
Mm.
right? But it wasn't because we consciously wanted to do it. It wasn't because we were passionate about it. It's because
Yeah.
our parents introduced us to the opportunity. We're like, yeah, just take it,
Yeah.
trust us, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends on the person, the thing, your passion for it, the timing as well also matters.
Everything matters. I don't think there's, yeah, like you said, it depends on the person what's the biggest factor. It's not clear cut, I think.
Never is. Context matters, bro.
I don't. I mean, I don't think it's as variable as we think it is. Because I mean, if you're thinking about it on an individual
Mm.
level, like that person is alone, alone in the sense that, like like for like us, example, like we don't have uh like our parents or something like all the times in our lives right now. Like we are living life on our own
Mm.
with, of course, our circle of friends and support systems that we have currently. But like in the end of the day, when we go to sleep, it's just you, yourself, and like me, myself, and I, basically, right? In that case, I think it's more common between. It's not as unique as we think it is, because I think the biggest contributor for most, like as a majority, I think it would be the mindset than anything else, like support systems or timing, or of course they play. Of course they
Maybe.
play a role. Like let's take your thing for example, where we said our parents introduced us to those things. So that would come under support systems.
Hmm.
But then we continued with it, uh, or at least we have a continued interest in it because it was our conscious decision to, or not conscious decision, but it was like our mindset that kind of aligned with that one thing, and that's why we stuck with that and then like let go of other things.
Hmm.
What about Kenma though?
What about what?
What about? I'm just thinking about Haikyuu now.
Oh,
What about
Kenma.
Kenma? Yeah.
I mean, if we take the movie, he does enjoy volleyball.
No, he does enjoy it, but
Yeah.
he doesn't play it really after it, after high school, right?
No, he just
No,
stops.
yeah.
He just stops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the characters stop.
Most of the characters stop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only Hinata.
Oh no,
Oh
he
no,
Well,
was
no,
there.
Hinata,
Hinata,
Kageyama,
Oh yeah.
Tsukishima. Then you
Tsukishima,
have the wall guy. What's it called? What's he called? I
from
forgot. From Date.
oh, right, yeah, yeah, him.
He also
The
plays.
few from, like, well, obviously the other schools like Oikawa, Ushikawa, uh,
What's
or
the other guy's name?
Ushijima, whatever his name is.
Yeah, no,
The little
there's a lot of
giant.
characters
Was it
that still
Hoshimi?
play.
Hoshimi, yeah.
There's still a lot of people who play. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would. But that's a bit different because I mean, it's not like that they're not playing volleyball at all. It's just they're not doing professionally. I would still like to believe they're doing it in their free time, like as a hobby. It's just that they didn't
Yeah.
professionally pursue it because they were not that good.
All open to interpretation.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
mean,
think
like,
it's
yeah,
more
the
open to
manga
the
doesn't say whether
interpretation.
they do or not, but
Right.
like if I'm taking me for example, let's say like I was in Haikyuu, I was in Karasuno High School Club, whatever, yada yada yada. If I was not like Kageyama level, like if I was like Daichi level or something, I would still play like you know on in my own time. It's just that I don't pursue it professionally. Like it's not my everything. Uh, because I still do have like that love of the sport and the interest in it and all of that. And that is a decision that I've made consciously. It's not, or at least that my mindset has driven me to make.
Hmm.
Ooh, I just thought of another character from was it the middle blocker? There was a character from what's the team that Karasuno loses in during the
Aoba say.
yeah, well, there was one of the characters who had a whole family of volleyball players, but he at the end decided not to play.
Oh, not Aoba. You mean the one upcoming in the movie?
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
They're
guy. Yeah.
still making movies?
yeah. There's
Bro,
still a
they've
movie
only caught
left.
up to like Karasuno versus uh was it
What?
Nekoma?
Nekoma, yeah.
Bro, I just read the manga.
No, the
Same,
manga's the
same.
manga's isn't better, but the movie is still great though.
The movie is still,
The
bro.
movie is still great.
One of the animated scenes from the Nekoma versus Karasuno game, peak cinema,
Oof.
brother. Like you have not seen volleyball animated in that way. It's so good.
It's perfect. That's how it captures volleyball
Yeah, but I
perfectly.
think it's
I can't
coming.
say
The next one
anything.
is coming out next year. I think they're covering the like Hinata versus the little giant guy.
Oh,
Aoyama? I think that's his name? No, that doesn't sound
Oshimi,
right.
dude.
Oshimi?
Oh, you mean the middle blocker guy?
The middle, yeah, the middle block
I have no
guy.
idea.
I don't
It's something
remember.
starting with H, but I have no idea.
H? Yeah, I don't
Higu
remember.
something something. But
I
yeah,
don't. I'm trying to remember
because
if
his philosophy is that no one's gonna die, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
exactly. But
yeah.
I'm trying to remember if he ever outright said that he liked volleyball. I'm guessing he did, right?
He did, yeah, he did.
Right?
His brother ended up sticking
His
with it
brother,
though.
right?
Yeah.
His brother ended up sticking. Yes, I still think it's quite. Maybe for most people, it might be that specific, more predictable. No, that's not the right word. Which one did you say was the main one?
Mindset.
The mindset. So maybe for most people it is the mindset, but yeah, I think there's still a lot of room for interpretation and different variables to be.
Fair, fair. Because of
to
course those different variables also affect your mindset.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like yeah,
yeah, yeah.
fair. Any thoughts you want to add for?
No, I think it makes sense that mindset would be a big factor.
Mm,
Like if you were a coward or something,
mm,
you didn't have the courage to take an opportunity, do something that other people might think is rash or something.
yeah, fair. True, true, true.
Yeah, because it's a decision at the end as well. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. But
Yeah, cool.
yeah, but
All in agreement. Nice.
mhm. But yeah, moving on to a question for you. I think all of us can take a take on this though, because it's an interesting one. Do you think that some people are naturally more inclined to choose growth, or is it a skill anyone can develop?
More inclined to choose growth. Whoa.
So in a way, is that ability to choose growth democratic, or is it more depending on factors that we can't control? Like, what do you think? Like, you don't have to be correct, but what's just your thoughts on it?
Well, what came to mind is that people who see at least seem to be inclined to grow
Mm,
as people do, uh, they usually have like goals in mind of what the future holds
mm,
or where they're gonna be, and maybe on a subconscious level they change themselves, or even actively they
mm,
change themselves to be more like that ideal.
Mm-hmm.
But and that depends on if they do have such a clear thing in mind. So then it would look like they're just kind of wandering in life.
Right.
yeah,
I don't know.
fair. Yeah, no, I would say so as well. But well, I'll let you answer first
Nah,
before
you can
I.
take it
Okay.
away first.
Um, I think it's a mix of both. It's just a matter of, because I think it's how I see it is there are people who are more naturally inclined to choose growth, yes, because that's just how, because some people are like very, as you said, meticulous, very planner types, while others
Mm-hmm.
are more going with the flow types. But I think regardless of what type you are, there is a point in life where you're made aware, uh, where you're given that choice of to choose growth or not in certain opportunities that come along. Um, and I think it's what you do there really determines how you will continue to view growth, as whether it's a choice or if it's something that just happens to you. Because I think um, it is democratic in its sense that like the the choice is made visible to everybody regardless of the type of life you've led.
Mm.
um, but then whether you choose it or not depends on you, I think. So I think it's a very fair system, I would say. Like, I don't think,
Mm-hmm.
even though people do end up blaming, you know,
Their
their
circumstances
circumstance, I
for
don't
their.
think it's uh I don't think it deserves the blame, or as much blame as they give
Mm-hmm.
it, at least.
That just reminds me of the quote from Haikyuu. Nature, what is it? Nature is
Ah,
unfairly
fair.
fair or
Yeah, yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Like it
Yeah,
applies to everyone in the same way,
exactly.
but it favors in very different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually gonna say something similar as well. I was thinking about how it's both a skill and a choice, right? And yeah, I guess some people do choose growth more constantly, but like at the end of the day, I think it's still a choice that you have to make. And then there's also the other part where it's the skill of how do you apply that change of mindset and how do you change yourself to be able to grow, I guess.
Another series came to my mind, but before that, you have something to add?
No, I was just having fun listening.
Now I was going to say another series that really focuses on this, again, a sports one, Blue Lock.
Oh, Blue Lock.
All 300 of them were
Yeah,
given that opportunity
exactly.
democratically to choose growth, but then only a few of them ended up really like getting obsessed with it, almost like for Isagi and Rin, for example. I would say they are more obsessed with growth than the other uh remaining.
11.
Yeah, yeah. How many? 23 of them are there,
Oh
right?
no,
Right
yeah,
now.
there's more. Sorry, there's 11 in the court,
It's
and then you
12.
have
Yeah.
the
So the
substitutes.
other, well, okay. So the rest 21 of them, I would say Isagi. Well, okay. The main players like Isagi, Baro, and Rin. At least
Kaiser.
we see them being
Oh.
more obsessed with growth
Hmm.
than the other 20.
I'm acting like I know what you guys talking about.
Oh,
Oh shit!
you haven't read. You
You
haven't read
you
Blue
haven't
Lock.
read it? You haven't read or seen it?
Damn.
Damn, bro. You
All right, let's
read
not
it.
spoil.
You like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, we're telling you, you like it.
100% recommend. It gives you a new perspective on like how much really is within your control when it comes to like this concept of growth per se.
I don't think there's much. Man.
It will
Read it,
surprise
it will
you.
surprise
Yeah,
you.
it will
It will
surprise you.
surprise you. Because like the if we were to give a gist of what the whole thing of Blue Lock is, it's very different to Haikyuu's approach to
Hmm.
sports. Because I mean both of them are
To
to everything actually.
all, yeah,
Because but both of them are team sports, but like uh Blue Lock takes the approach of being way more selfish about it than Haikyuu. Blue Lock is all about you,
being the hero,
yeah,
basically.
you basically force yourself to be the main character in your story, regardless of everybody else that it affects. And if they can keep up, they will keep up. If not, they will go. That's if I was to give a
That's the
gist
gist.
of the
That's still
philosophy behind Blue
oversimplified,
Lock. Yeah.
honestly, but yeah, that is the gist.
I just see that as like nurturing a culture of toxic behavior
I would, yeah, I
very
would,
easily.
yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah, there is some toxic behavior
It
in
is
Blue Lock. I can't lie.
Blue Lock is quite toxic, yes.
Yeah, I can't lie.
But it yields results. That's the thing. So like that's where it makes you question whether like is it really, because these characters they definitely would not reach the level that they have if they did not make those choices.
I can totally
Yeah.
imagine that if you were forced to, or if you chose to go in,
Mm.
then um, you would be less inclined to leave because you made
Mm.
that choice and you have to justify it to yourself that you weren't wrong. So you go even
Yeah.
further. Sunk cost fallacy, basically.
I would say the beginning of Blue Lock is like that, yes.
Oh yeah.
Most of them. But then it escalates quick.
I
And then
sounds
de-escalate, and then it goes kind of down, but then it goes
It
back up.
again depends on the
Right?
players as well. So
Yeah, it
for
also
some it
depends on the
escalates, for
players.
some it
Yeah,
de-escalates,
exactly.
and yeah.
I do love a train wreck.
Oh, it is a train
This
wreck.
is
It
yeah,
is.
you
It is not in the
trust me,
sense that it's bad, but like it is a roller coaster. There you go. That's a
yeah,
better way of putting it.
you will
It is a
enjoy
roller
it
coaster.
very, very much.
I see.
Especially with how the direction it's taking currently in the like latest chapters.
Don't spoil it. I have not
I'm
read it.
not, but it's because now they're kind of not kind of, but it's like a new evolution of that selfish mentality now,
Yeah, it just keeps
which they're
developing, and it's
going
super
into.
interesting. Yeah.
Because like for example, this is a part that you've reached.
Hmm.
Like the main character Isagi. All right, his whole thing is
Adaptation, basically.
adaptation. But when I'm talking like mentality wise, he began with the team player mentality because that's what he was taught. Okay,
Yeah.
and as a result, he was losing games because sometimes you know, like if he were to make that selfish choice and do a goal, sure it's a goal, but then his teammates wouldn't like him in the sense that you're always playing by yourself, yada yada yada, and then that resulting in a team sport wouldn't be beneficial. So that's how he starts, and then he's
What's up?
oh shit, Alex is hold on, pause. All right, we're back. Right, where was I? Right, so he starts off with the team player mentality. He gets into blue lock, which is a very selfish mentality one, where it's like you aim to score the most goals yourself. Don't rely on the other players, on the other team members you have in that. I know it sounds very counterintuitive because it's a team sport, but then it works. So he starts off with that, and then he starts as he sees the growth in himself, he starts getting obsessed with it. But then the problem is he is surrounded with quote unquote geniuses who are just way oh my god way better than himself. Okay, so then he faces that quote unquote wall of talent of like, how am I supposed to get better than these guys who are just naturally gifted to be better than me, you know? And then he faces that wall of talent. He finds an answer, and then that has now kind of matured into, rather than a selfish uh, mindset of like trying to exploit others to achieve your own goal. It's about now, as he puts it, curiosity in himself, which is trying to put himself in newer situations that inspire him to grow. And he's basically made the vow that whenever the opportunity to grow comes, he will
He will
choose
take it,
he
yeah.
will choose it no matter the cost. And that's where it's like evolving into now. So yeah, seeing that whole transition.
You're definitely selling this story.
No, it
Yeah,
is.
it
It
is.
is. It is
And that's only for
great.
one player. All the other
Every player
every
has
other
their
player
own
has their own
mentality, with their
mentality,
own philosophy, with their own goals as
and
well,
it's explored as well. So
and their
it's
own play styles, of course,
mm,
with their own advantages, disadvantages, blacks, yada yada yada. Football.
yeah.
It's just football. It's just football.
Yeah. But yeah, we can move on. This is gonna be another 2 hour something episode,
Oh,
but it
damn,
is
man.
what it is. Uh,
We're only halfway
I
through.
think we can skip this go with the flow thing because we've
Go with the
we've
flow.
already
Alright, go,
discussed it.
go.
Right? Yeah. Let's make a quick pit stop here. I guess. You can talk about.
The contrary view. Maybe some growth is involuntary. So to play devil advocates,
Calm down, brother. Take a breath. Take a breath.
We're all chill.
damn it.
You
Yeah,
raise this
yeah,
part.
it worked. All right, to play devil's advocate, are there types of growth that actually do happen involuntary? So what about perspective shifts that happen over time from accumulating experience? Like, don't most people naturally become less self-centered as they get older just by existing longer and seeing more?
So this guy's kind of ties in all three of our points.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
let's get
So
into
we
it.
have
Right.
perspective, experience, and time. Yeah, time comes back again. Yeah.
So I guess we can dive into ours. So Alex, you can take the perspective part of it. Uh, you can take the accumulating experience part
Experience.
of it,
Yeah.
and I can take the naturally become just by existing longer thing. So yeah. We can start with you, I guess.
Yeah, right, sure. Is some growth involuntary? Damn.
Yeah, you can
Um,
reflect on your own life
yeah,
as you
that's
think
how that's how
about
I'm
it.
trying to tie it back into see if uh because I'm thinking about it in two different ways.
Mm,
And the first one that came to mind specifically is there's definitely moments where we think we need to change specifically in that way to be able to survive in that specific environment. Well, and survive, I'm saying like in a dramatic way. I'm mostly just referring to be able to, be part of a community, be able to communicate with other people and to,
mm.
that sort of stuff.
To sustain yourself, basically. Yeah.
Exactly, to sustain yourself in whether emotionally, with to be part of a community, or even just
Mm,
basic needs, even. And in that sense, I guess if we look at it in that lens specifically, I guess so.
mm.
I guess it is involuntary because yeah, it just it's just a primal. Yeah, because
Fair. Yeah.
yeah, right. Because that's just, or else we die, I guess.
Yeah. Fair. But yeah, Alex, you can go into like how different it is because of that perspective
Mm.
Hmm.
of different people.
Well, so I've got the perspective shifts
Mm.
over time. Well,
Like I mean, in this case, you can take like how obviously we three have led very different lives to each other. So how do you think his perspective, your perspective, my perspective, all gives us different approaches to the view of growth, but they're all also pretty similar uh, when we really like when we look at it when we zoom out. So I guess does perspective really play that big of a role or no?
I think perspective does play a role. It's
Mm,
just that, well, we all converged onto the same university, so clearly there'd be some level of similarity
mm.
just based on that. Um, I think
Would there? Because like because this
Oh,
ties into more of us as people. So like for example, if even if we never met, let's say we just yeah, let's just say that we three met for the first time on a platform like this. Like let's take Jubilee. Do you know the YouTube channel Jubilee? Okay, fine. Let's just say that we just happened to meet in a setting like this where we have to discuss our views on growth. I think it would still be pretty similar because we do have our individual takes on it, but it's still, as we've seen throughout this episode, it's quite similar in certain aspects.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to stay awake.
No fair. That's why we told you. You should, hot chocolate, brother.
the sugar, bro. The
Sugar.
sugar.
Is that free?
No, it's 90 cents.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man,
at the vending machine upstairs.
no. I see that this is my perspective. I don't use vending machine items.
It's not bad.
It's
It's
not bad. They got other stuff too. They got
cappuccinos,
cappuccino, espresso,
hot water for like
hot
20
water
cents.
too for 20 cents too. That one is
That's a
insane.
ripoff, but
That one
yeah.
is a ripoff.
I don't want to believe anyone chooses that.
I think I did once actually.
What?
Really?
I think I did once. Yeah,
Bruh.
that is yeah.
Bruh.
I'm so sorry for what led you to that.
I don't even remember why I chose
It was
that.
probably you were probably just delirious, weren't you?
Probably. I hope so.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's a complete ripoff, especially when we have such good
You can
piping
really just turn the
infrastructure.
tap
Exactly.
and it's
Ex-
boiling hot.
exactly.
It's almost free here, man.
I
Yeah.
know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I decided to like.
Well, he's 20 cents wiser now, but yeah.
That's
uh,
the experience, that's the experience.
accumulating experience indeed.
Yeah, perspective does shift when you experience different things,
Mm.
but I, hmm, I'm sorry, I don't really have anything smart to say about this.
Fair.
It can be
I
dumb.
mean, do you? Mm, of course, personally, for all of us, they have shifted as we go on in life, right? Because of certain things that have happened with us. Fair enough. But like, if we take that in the like with a bigger circle, if we expand on it and look at it as a community, uh, which in this case is the three of us, let's say, even though our perspectives on life and in by extension this aspect of growth are different, our what we believe of it and our views on it are still quite similar. So like, do you think at the end of the day, does perspective play like a substantial role in um, the definition, or rather in this choice of that, you know, whether taking growth or not is voluntary or not, or does it not pay that much importance as we think it does?
Damn. That is
Gotta chew
hard
on
to
that.
say.
Puts it against, puts it against. Yeah.
I think this is just, it's so broad
Mm.
that you can't really make any statements can't be just invalidated by some other thing.
Fair point. Fair point.
It's just a matter of opinion.
That's good. That's good. I think that is another tagline we can use for the podcast along with context matters. It's just another opinion.
It's just your opinion.
Fair point. Yeah, I'll take that.
And remember, it's
Just
just
an
our
opinion.
opinion. That'd be so bad, though.
It's just a theory. Ugh. Okay, no, I don't want to be copyrighted. Um, right. What was I supposed to
I've
say?
sang songs before. It hasn't scared us
Well, yeah,
before.
fair. It's just a game theory. Anyway. Um, right. For me, it was where even are we?
The existing
Existing
longer,
longer than seem.
the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, as I said when we talked about the age thing, I
Yeah.
just think like some growth is definitely just accumulated by living longer on this planet. Because I mean, if that was not the case, then we are saying that there is a potential universe where we are as is wise the right word? I don't know if that we are as knowledgeable as our parents, I guess, if
Mm.
age didn't contribute, or like in the sense, if the time that you've spent on this planet didn't contribute to that.
I mean, mhm.
I mean, granted, yes, they have gone through different experiences, yada yada yada, but also ultimately gone through more experiences as well.
Not
That
necessarily. Maybe. I guess so. Eh.
Like you wouldn't be as experienced as someone who's traveled across the world in
exactly.
some ways, but if you were, say, living in your hometown your whole life,
Mm.
completely different.
True.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard to pinpoint. But I guess my answer to that, at least now, is time gives you opportunities for those experiences and growth as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
That's exactly what I'm
yeah.
saying.
So yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the importance of time comes into play. It's not exactly that it like hammers
It
growth
just gives
into
you,
you.
yeah, it
Yeah,
just
no,
gives
it
it
does
to you.
no.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Perfect,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I get glad I could clarify that to myself.
yeah. Oh my god.
God, I can't lie to you. I am.
Okay, we'll take two. We'll we'll
I
take one
can't
more
lie to you,
point. We'll
bro.
take one more point, and then we'll close off. Uh, just or rather, you know what? This is the closing point.
This is
We
the
we
closing
can we
point.
can we can transition this into like our closing thoughts. So
Got it.
the responsibility question. All right.
Oh,
So if growth is a choice, does that
damn.
does that mean we are responsible for our own lack of growth? And is that fair? So, what about people who lack the resources, education, or support to facilitate growth? Can we really say they're choosing not to grow?
The very instant I knew that some people weren't living lives like I did, I've always had some guilt in my mind because I mean, I don't deserve it any more than they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no one special.
My man.
Yeah,
You took it around. Oh my God, bro.
I mean,
Yeah. Fair. So yeah.
Yeah. Got
So
nothing to add to that.
it
Same
is, it
thing.
is a sensitive topic, and it is a harsh truth. Like yes, this is where the context matters thing comes into play. I mean, we are confronted with this fact that some people are less fortunate than us. And of course, that also might mean that we have the luxury of saying that growth is a choice.
Right.
That maybe we do have the privilege of choosing growth rather than depending on it to survive. And I don't think it's fair. But that's how the world is. There's not nothing that we can individually do to change it. The entire system that is. It's something that we just live with. So I think if we need to apply it to how do I phrase this? It's a question of outlook rather than trying to force this philosophy of growth as a choice onto others. Try forcing it onto yourself rather,
Mm.
because you obviously know your own
Capabilities,
capabilities and
etc.
your own context. So you know you not to get not to be spiritual, but there's literally a Bible verse that says that don't point out the speck in someone else's eye when you have a log in your own.
Mm.
So it's focus on yourself first. That's all I'll say. But yeah, anything you guys want to add to that or
No, I got nothing to add to that, bro. None of that.
cool,
Yeah.
Alex? No.
I mean, it's next point, but
Yeah. Okay. Is there a difference between being responsible for your growth and being blamed for not growing? Where's the line between accountability and compassion? Another tough, loaded question.
You're hitting me way too hard with this today.
Hey, we need to be confronted
I
with these
know, I
facts,
know,
brother.
I know.
5 hours sleep is not enough for me.
Hey,
Agreed.
in my defense, I
Agreed.
warned you. I gave you this script like 3 days ago or 2 days ago. I don't know. But yeah.
Test,
God
man.
damn, bro.
Fair enough. Yes, you have come out fresh from an exam. But yeah.
Uh,
But with whatever mental capabilities you do have at the current moment, what do you guys think?
Uh, God. Okay, at least for yourself, you're definitely responsible for your own growth. And whatever you want to grow into or whatever you decide to grow of or how do I phrase this? Whatever aspect of yourself you want to grow, that is your choice. It's cool. Yeah,
Mm.
cool. Just keep doing that. And I guess about accountability and compassion, that's where it's hard to define, right? Because context, you know,
Like
right?
just in
But
this
to
scenario, take yourself as the context. Like,
but to take
or how do you
myself,
keep yourself accountable? Let's say it that way. Or like, where's the line between accountability and compassion for you?
I don't. I'm still
Because I
figuring that
mean,
out.
you are your own
I'm
worst
s-
critic, so like you would have the most
exactly.
cynical view about it. So like, what do you think?
But no, I'm still figuring out that line. I can't lie to you, right?
Okay.
Because especially recently, it's been mostly myself being critical about where I'm at right now because I know I could be doing so much better, but at the same time, it's just I've been repeating that so much that now it's just been like,
So I would say that is
uh,
the line between accountability and compassion. I mean, you are trying to be accountable, but you're not holding yourself to it. So
mm-hmm,
it's kind of like a mix of accountability and compassion at the same time. I don't like to use the word compassion because it's a uh, we don't need that much of positive connotation in this scenario. So I would say
mm-hmm,
kindness. You're being a mix of being kind to yourself. That like a certain part of you is like, you know what, it is what it is. I will eventually find my way. Being like this now is okay. While a bigger half of you, I would say, is being critical about yourself, where you're like, I can do so much better. So,
it's a constant struggle. I'd say I don't know if it's a line. It's more like a tug of war. Let's
mm,
let's let's, let's, let's put it that way.
yeah.
It's more like a tug of war because it's like two different mentalities, and you're trying to balance it out.
Mm,
And then sometimes one wins, and then sometimes it's the other one. Yeah.
fair. Alex?
Well, I think for your own personal growth, there's there's always a path to grow, but because we're not seers or anything, you can't really see that. You can only just try and do your best. Can't really do anything else. Do your worst.
Yeah, honestly, doing your worst is better than doing nothing sometimes
Yeah,
too.
doing your worst is definitely better.
Mm.
You gotta fail first to succeed.
Well, like, how do you keep yourself accountable when it comes to growth? Like practically, at least. Or do you keep yourself accountable when it comes to growth? I guess.
Well, this is just like a personal thing, but I always go back to a memory of myself uh, promising myself about uh, a certain goal, and if I don't see myself going in line with that goal, I I adjust.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think there's anything else I can really do that's reliable other than that.
Are there situations where rather than adjusting yourself, you have to adjust the goal instead? Because of course you are now quote unquote more wiser than the younger version of you
Yeah.
that made that promise.
Well, I think my younger self was quite I don't know, lucky
Mm.
with this promise because
It
it's
still
been
applies. Fair enough.
it's been adjustable.
Okay.
It's just that
Mm.
hmm, I don't know. I might talk to you about this
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
not on here, but yeah, the goal doesn't really change, just me,
Okay.
Just
at
yeah.
least so far.
Fair enough.
No,
Yeah.
that's super cool and good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would say that's also like a thing. That's a thing that I do as well. Not exactly holding myself to a promise because I don't. remember many promises young me has made to myself, but I think of a situation where I'm like, if younger Kevin were to see who Kevin has become today, would he, how would he feel? And then depending on the answer I come to that question, I would either keep my motivation up to, keep that growth going, or then reevaluate whether I'm growing in the right thing or not, or what exactly it is. And that's how I would keep myself accountable. But then of course, um like we being our well, is it best critics or worst critics?
We are our worst critics.
Okay, so we being our worst critics, there are obviously times when you're like, you can do better, you can do better, you can do better. um but then we just don't do better and then that just
Yeah.
leads to more critical
The
thinking
comments get louder, yeah.
yeah. When it comes down to that, I think it's really important to involve other people when it gets to that point, because since you yourself are the one giving yourself that pressure, you can't fix it by yourself. And it's only other people that can hopefully make you see reason and make you, or give you another perspective of, rather than focusing on how far you've left to go, you can focus on how far you've already come, and gain inspiration from that. A point that we touched on with Anton during that standards
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would say. But we can move on to our closing thoughts. So, based on our conversation today, what's your answer? Is growth involuntary or not? Let's get that out of the way.
I think it's definitely a choice.
Mm.
It can happen maybe subconsciously,
Mhm.
but it's always a choice to me.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. What probably is inevitable or involuntary is the opportunity of growth,
Yes.
because they will always show
Sure.
up in whatever way or form. But at the end, yeah, whether it's unconscious or conscious, it's a choice.
It's a choice,
It's a choice.
and I agree 100%. So, if growth is primarily a choice, what does that mean for how we live? Should we be more intentional, more proactive?
That's up to you.
Okay.
That's that depending on how you want to live, what's your goal, what's your passion. That's up to you too, and that's up to me.
Fair.
I don't mind. Both ways of living is good.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Is going with the flow ever the right approach, or should we always be actively working on ourselves?
That kind of comes back to my point of always self-improving. It gets tiring,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know if it's a sustainable thing to do, right? Because like I said, it's not a match. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know. I can't say fully that you should do that. No.
Fair.
I,
Yeah.
yeah. At least that's my answer for now.
I would argue that going with the flow is, in fact, working on yourself sometimes. Because
Yep.
people aren't machines. You need some level of downtime, even if it's a second,
Yeah.
1 second.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's never more than a second, of course.
Yeah. And some people need to really, really, you know, they really don't give themselves that second. Like, I have one person in mind. I know you're watching. I'm thinking about you. Listen to Alex. Yeah.
Yeah, balance is always something to keep in mind. No matter what the topic, it almost always applies. Extremes are very often a bad thing.
I agree.
Shocker.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. I was also saying, because like sometimes, you know, growth is found in places that you're not, or most times growth is not found in places that you're comfortable in.
Oh
But
yeah.
then sometimes the only way to get into those environments is going with the flow. Because I mean, if you were to consciously make that decision, you wouldn't make that decision.
Right.
You would just want to stick to your
That
own comfort
reminds
zone.
me of a speech of Mark Rober where he says, I think it was the
Uh huh.
MIT speech where he goes like, it like was it what, ignorance sometimes is a blessing, because if you didn't know the struggles of going into MIT and doing
You
all those
never would have.
courses, you would have never, or maybe, but
Yeah.
you probably would have never actually applied and gotten to
Yeah.
MIT and stuff like that. So
Yeah. True.
you can look at it that way. I'm just saying.
Yes. Exactly. If I knew engineering was this complicated, I never would have applied and got worked to it. But here we are. Um, so I would say like it again. Not to sound like a broken record, but context matters, and sometimes going with the flow is another approach to growth, as Alex mentioned. But yeah, as a final thought, Mr. Alex, what advice would you give to someone who feels stuck and who hasn't grown in months or years and doesn't know how to start?
Wow, that's
Or
a real.
or are you that person? I'm joking.
Uh, my brain, it's starting up. Windows XP.
We got the
Dun,
blue,
dun, dun,
yeah, we got the
dun.
blue Windows XP.
Yeah.
Who feels stuck?
It doesn't have to be like world changing advice, but something that maybe that person has heard many times, but when they hear it now, it really strikes.
Maybe this is a bit harsh, but if you genuinely feel stuck, then try and remember what it was like when you weren't. And yeah, this is definitely harsh. Make a
Feel
comparison.
free to be harsh. Yeah.
Make a comparison. See where you were and where you are now, and try and be as honest as possible. No sugarcoating.
Yeah.
Try and be responsible. It's just it is difficult, but it's possible.
Indeed. And I can think of no better way to end off this episode. So that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you again for joining us.
I'm so sorry. Today I'm just like so tired. I have no idea why too.
We've been like that for like the past 4 episodes because of exams and stuff.
I
But
know, right?
there we go. Thank you for joining us for episode 16. I think this is episode 16. Yeah, episode 16.
Yeah.
Growth. And once again, thank you, Alex, for joining us on the
Thank
pod.
you very much for
It was
joining
an honor.
us.
We really enjoyed having you on.
Stole the words out of my mouth.
And who knows? We might ask you to return sometime in the future.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Cool. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I think this has been one of the more enjoyable episodes to make compared to the others, if I think for me personally. Uh yeah, I hope it was the same for you guys, Nick. And
Subscribe,
yeah. Well,
follow
yeah.
in Instagram, and
He's not functioning, I'll do it.
NGL link in Insta if you want to stay anonymous.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Uh as you said, Instagram, follow us there. We're gonna start cooking there with because we are now in vacation. Um and yeah, we will see you guys next year.
Yeah, happy. Well, yeah, happy
We'll
New Year, I
yeah,
guess. But yeah, this is coming out on the 31st.
at least that's what we plan.
Yeah.
But me and him have a separate thing that we'll do for that.
But regardless, Happy New Year
Yeah.
and all the best for 2026.
Yeah, we'll see you then. Peace.
Context matters.